What do you think the world's bosom is? Where you go when you die. Like, not metaphysically. So my literacy strategy was to put these students in groups homogeneously, according to their Lexile. And I wanted to give them a very difficult poem, but I wanted to present it in such a way that it was less threatening and more accessible by giving them a smaller chunk of it instead of giving them the whole text, which takes up 2 full pages. It's a less of a freak out factor, I think. They're able to make sense of a small chunk, and then if everybody can make sense of a small chunk and we can put everybody's chunks together, then ultimately we can make sense of the poem. And by the end of the class, you know, when I asked what the poem was really about, they did kind of know and were able to tell me really what I wanted to hear, which is that idea that, you know, if death is something that we're all going to go through, here are some of the things that he says make it less scary and not something that we should live in fear of. And so I just wanted them to make sense of something that they otherwise would have possibly taken one look at and given up on. So here's what you're doing. Every group has one piece of white paper. Choose one person in your group to write the words and phrases that you have identified in your chunk of the poem that show that death is, you know, everybody's going to die and return to the earth, and therefore death is something that should not be feared. And just write your words and phrases and what section your poem was, if it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Okay, let's take 5 minutes to, on your piece of white paper, write the words and phrases and quotes and images that you identified as to why death is something not to be feared. And we're going to do a little walk, and people are going to write stuff down.
See, we had to go through this paragraph and then pick out details that would relate to the theme, which is everyone will die.
It's a lot of things going on, because the first thing they were doing was technically text mining, but anytime you do a magnet summary and you're doing a graphic organizer beforehand, you really are text mining beforehand. That graphic organizer is text mining. So it's a long process, but by doing the text mining and then sharing around the room, that gives them plenty to work with when they get to their magnet summary, and nobody can have the excuse of, oh, I didn't know what to write about, because everybody has their evidence already down on paper, and if you didn't get it, somebody near you did, and you had the benefit of their experience as well.